Are we on? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Microphone check. Lights.
Cameras.
This is swanky. This is lifestyle. This is culture. Welcome to the social center of everything culture. Culture Daily.
We bring music exactly to 5 minutes past 9 this morning here on the Big Conversation here on Culture Daily. And this morning, a continuation, more like a part 2 of yesterday's very interesting chat. Yesterday, what were we talking about again? See, it's passed me by. But anyway, on the back of a statement that Olele and Cyril mentioned on looking at the expertise within our music space, whether we are harnessing the right expertise, whether we have them here with us, whether we have people have gone to school and gotten certificates to become expertise in dealing with music-related businesses here in Ghana. It's a conversation we're going to be having this morning, whether we should be allowed. And this is where I have to call my boss as the unofficial PR for the Chatham Movement family. I have to call my boss and let him tune into this conversation because he's been fighting us hard, he's fighting the industry hard on expertise, and a lot of people are yabby in the game, but they don't get money. Boss, they don't get money. We get money.
Congratulations on your album.
Yes, for life is. Listen, they can't ask. I mean, yeah, they can't. It's all good though. But listen, we are going to be live at location. Location is our very first party. This is coming next week Friday at Garage. Garage is also opening officially. It's going to be a big jam, big party. Can't afford to miss it. Be there with us. DJ will be DJ Wallpaper as our guest DJ. He will turn the place inside out. It's open, so make sure you come through from 9 p.m. and come party with us. Don't miss this party for the world, man. It's going to be a dirty February already. Like I said, they see that the air we breathe now is so dirty, so Charlie. EPA put out a warning, so it's going to be a dirty February as we prepare you for the month of love already as well for Valentine's Day. So come there, come and chill with your girl, so that Valentine's Day can use that as an excuse. That Charlie, but I told you last week. What again you want this week? Okay, location is probably sponsored by 2131 Lead Challenger, Forget It, or promoted by Plus and promoted by Plus 89.9 FM, powered by 3 Music TV. And on that note, this morning, Atu Kilson and NYB are live in the studio. It's going to be a very heated conversation because today I'm going on the other side against anything you say, I'm on the other side. Just so you know. We are talking about assessing expertise in Ghana's music industry management or artistry management. Okay, now we have seen in so many courses. So, guys, welcome to the studio, Akwaba. Let me gulp down this before I can continue. It's going to be crazy.
It's going to be a long day, huh?
It's going to be a long day, and that's very honest question that I'm going to put to all of us in the studio this morning, and I want your very honest answer. However, if your answer is honest, as I expect it to be, then it takes us to another question. So I'm going to ask the second question before I come to the first one. That's, do we even have the right then to open our mouths, critique, talk, assess, and grow this industry? That's the second question. But before you think of answering it, let's come to the first one. Do we have the expertise in this country enough to manage us, just as we look at GFA and government and all other institutions, to manage the space we have called the Ghana music industry? Professional A&Rs. Give me the more stakeholders, music executives, business managers,
lawyers,
analysts, data entertainment what? Entertainment accountants, and what are you for 2 points? Entertainment accountants. Do we have them available, ready to turn this space that we have into a multi-billion city? I need a dollar, but I know I'm in Ghana. A multi-billion city industry, enough for us all to loot and share. And that is a question I want to put to us. Let me start off with you too. Yeah. Since you are guests in the house, I didn't give you WhatsApp, but you're welcome to the show. Do we have them, the men? Who goes first?
For me, I think...
Back your answer with facts, please.
No, I think we do, in terms of professionals. We have accountants, we have lawyers, but the issue has always been they venturing into our space. Because for someone to come into your space, it has to be viable enough for them to see it as a long-term career. But here, most of the people, even who are in the industry, see it as a hobby. It's a secondary job that they do in terms of when it comes to the
And what will be the reason?
Because financially, most of them have not seen the bigger picture. Do you get me? Because they run it as a hobby, they don't see the full force of like the money that's coming in. Usually, if you want someone,
is there money coming in?
Oh, there's money. There's a lot of money.
How then would I turn? It's not about me seeing it as a hobby, because if I am a businessman, I'm a lawyer, and I don't want to venture into entertainment law because I don't see it as a lucrative business. Then clearly there's something I've seen that's not making it lucrative.
Well, it's education. I think when you need to show people the image. What people see on face value is what they usually take, especially when you have your veteran artists coming out to beg for funds in their later years, when you have an artist who keeps criticizing his colleagues for not having money. It's all mind games. And if I'm listening to all these stuff, I might believe that there's no money in it.
But are the talents willing to pay the entertainment lawyer?
No.
I'm like, today I for just be audience. today I will be
are the
audience.
talents willing to pay the entertainment lawyer for him or her to see it as a lucrative space to be in?
Before
Before
we go in,
we should say a word of prayer.
Security, if you are listening, please close the gate.
No, it's mindset. I think I have this mentality that I usually take along. It might be negative, but I believe most of our artists are greedy because they don't understand the concept of sharing it around. Anytime they hear the word exploitation, they take it in the negative light, forgetting that exploiting is basically just using you to make money so that we all can share. But when the money comes, that's when his uncle's brothers, something is going to swallow ship, so they need to use all the money. And
they're going to swallow ship.
Yeah, and the A&R is not getting anything. The road manager is not getting anything. The manager is not getting anything, and it becomes always centered on the artist, which is a mistake. Because you realize in the ecosystem, most of the artists are rich, but the people around them are always struggling.
So then, do we have professionals in this space? Because we've only picked one aspect, which is law, for example.
Yeah.
But in the community of the artists and the people who are supposed to be working for the artists, have you heard how many Ghanaian artists can you boldly hit your hand in the chest and say that the people around them are the right people for the right job?
So let me explain it. Let me explain it this way. When the professional comes in to do the job, they realize that it's not that rewarding financially, and that prevents them from working any further, which also limits like the amount of experience that they can boast of. So we have the professionals who are kind of doing their thing in other fields, but they are finding it hard to come into the entertainment scene or into the entertainment field to do the same thing that they are doing in other spaces, just because they don't find it rewarding. And for you to be working somewhere, you need to have like a wealth of experience to keep working and all that. So it kind of limits the wealth of knowledge and the wealth of expertise in the music. So
early start, but clearly, what I've picked up from you two now, then clearly the space is flawed.
Yeah.
The entire ecosystem
the industry,
of the entertainment industry here in this country has a big question mark around it, because we do not have professionals at work. We have professionals who are engaged in engineering, who have gone to school for it, who have understood it, who know how to fix a ship, like we use a ship right now. We have people in telco space who understand data and analytics. Yeah. We have people in medicine who have gone to school to understand how it works. Who are doing research. We have people in architecture who are putting up high-rise buildings here. Now the craze with what you call it, with apartments in Ghana, townhouses has become crazy. Everybody is now this thing, what you call it, real estate, a realtor. Yes, we see expertise in that space. They have turned their industries to become business, and you can actually sit back and look into make projections and see profits. But when you look into show business, which coins out of show business, you don't see any proper structures working. One question: who do we blame this on? Two: why? What are we doing about it as industry? These are two questions I want to start off with. Who do we blame this on, and what are we doing about it as industry?
Well, I won't say you blame a particular person, but I'm going to blame attitude. Like I'm saying, you need to have the mindset of sharing wealth with your team. I don't want to use this example, but let me use it. When you go to Nigeria,
Ajay,
someone who is doing someone who does PR, someone who does PR, give him like a couple of like 2 years. He has his estate, fleet of cars. The GLCD it's like you need to buy it. It's like
a rite of passage.
Come to Ghana, you are doing double the job, but Uber self sometimes you struggle self.
See, sometimes you see,
and what
you see a PR guy sitting in a church row trying to write like maybe a thank you message, a social media copy for a big artist, and you imagine seeing the person sitting in a church row writing a social media copy for a big artist, and then look at the disparity.
Yeah, because they don't place value.
Yeah,
value is not placed on the auxiliary stuff. But then I think a friend used an analogy yesterday, which I believe makes sense. It's like a car. When you see the artist is more like the face. That's you see a JLC. When you see the outlook, it'll be you. But the engine if there's no engine, the car is not moving. It's useless. The engine might work, but if the pedals are not working, it's useless. The pedals might work, but if you don't have the steering wheel, it's useless. Everything can work, but if you don't have tires, so it means we complement each other. So if money trickles in, because now we have the majors coming into town trying to get our artists, if the money trickles down to and everybody is getting their fair share, it's going to increase the level of professionals who want to be in this industry. Because I can tell you, we have accountants, lawyers, we even have engineers who want to be part of the music industry, but they are always hesitant because they are not going to get the same value that they might get at a particular place. But if you're able to put in the structures, change mentality first, do the structuring in terms of the financial structuring, I believe you're going to have a lot. So
you mentioned change the attitude. Are there any lead by example artists that we can confidently, speak of that the teams that are managing the brands are lead by example, teams that we can look at, and then let's break it down as to what they have in their team if we have engaged them.
I think the core, he mentioned blaming it on the attitude, but I think we need to ascribe the attitude to a group of people. And for me, it is the core creatives, the artists, because they believe the talent is what fetches everything in. But imagine Olele is chewing cashew nuts, right? It has a price point. Without the packaging, without someone designing how the packaging is going to look, someone being a distributor, someone being a marketer, someone even stocking the shelf for Olele to pick it up, it doesn't have the value that is being placed on it right now for it to make it attractive for him to buy and eat, right? So the artists themselves need to understand that the talent alone isn't what is bringing in the money, but it's a compounded effort of a number of people who are coming in to make the product attractive and appeal to people for them to also latch on it.
So at what point in time will the artist, because you see when the artist was starting off on yesterday, we're talking about underground, uprising, when it was starting off, of course, because there's no funds to secure people of such professionals to turn your brand inside out. So in the beginning you are a hustler. Now you rise to the ranks, like we mentioned Blacko, for example. You rise to the ranks and then it reaches a certain stage where you need to hire a professional A&R, road manager and all of that. But you started with Kwame, who has been your boy for long, and Kwame was with you in the same one bedroom when you had nothing, and now you have something. And Kwame, was your road manager before you became something. Now, how do you sever that relationship or reposition that Kwame guy and then replace Kwame with this guy from this telco that, you know, has a lot of experience when it comes to, you know, dealing and engage customer service and offering, because he's been in the hospitality space for years and understands, marketing manager for X hotel and understands how to deal with people, you know, and all of that. How do you rejig that, you know? And it comes back to my last question on, is there any lead by example artists that we can look at and work with their framework?
So
I answer for you.
It's
I'll give you an answer.
We'll come to her.
It's
We'll break it
sink or
now. I want to
swim.
find out what's in her team.
It's sink or swim, right? If Kwame is willing to learn, you get me, try and build on his skills, because, you know, sometimes we have intrinsic skills, we have intrinsic value, but you being able to build on it to make it more practical. If Kwame is willing to do that, you can maintain Kwame. And you as an artist, you have your goals, you know what you are looking for. So if you and Kwame's goals align, then you can still go
But
together.
isn't that the reason why letting go of those relationships is the reason why we are at where we are? Because it is very difficult to let go of the guy that you started off with.
Yeah, so that then comes back to the artist. Will it be fair to you if you were you know, ex-artist Ace guy and you've been there with him from? I've been in
breaking
situations
bread.
like that where you find out that the artist has gotten to a point where you are not able to offer value, so you draw back. I've been in several situations like that, and as a professional, it's for you to realize that as well. So that's what also sometimes makes you a good professional. So for me, I can give you several examples.
Okay, hold on. See what you're gonna say.
The beginning of finding a solution is accepting that you have a problem. Our music industry is plagued with ignorance being the biggest cancer on both the administrative side and the creative side. We don't have many professional musician teams or music projects. We have a lot of amateur musicians with amateur structures that are performing in a professional capacity for the basic purpose of earning an income, which would either be consumed on lifestyle or reinvested in the same amateur system to meet a professional demand. And that is why the money never they reach. That's why the impact is never an impact that transcends our borders or creates the kind of impact that we see from other African countries, South Africa, etc. Now, the main problem here is that when you identify talent, that is the equivalent of finding a cocoa seed, planting it, grooming the tree, catering to your farm, harvesting it, processing it before you get your chocolate bar. It's a whole different business. We like to chew the cocoa seed because it has a value. So most of the musicians are focused on blowing. The goal for a Ghanaian musician is
but not to put the blame, on the musician.
It's not the musician's job. That's why I said.
That's what I'm saying. Now, what about?
No,
what
I'm
about
not blaming the musician.
The artist is doing his
What
bit
I'm saying is that
of trying
when
to
you
do
meet
music
Jay Foley,
to release
Jay Foley,
and all that. The people around them,
Yes.
what are they also doing?
That's what I'm
to
saying.
empower
Let me
them?
when
paint-
artist makes
let
the
me paint
music,
the picture
he
for
doesn't
you.
release it.
Let me paint the picture for you.
I'm coming
Jay
to that.
Foley,
Yes.
when you discover Olele Salvador as an amateur artist that has something to offer, like a Safo Newman or a Blacko or an Olive the Boy. Olive the Boy didn't blow. Olive the Boy didn't blow as a professional artist. He blew as an amateur. Sarkodie didn't blow when he was a professional artist. He blew as an amateur. Stoneboy, Samini, Shatta. The blowing point, the point where you realize that, woo, this guy has something. That person is an amateur musician, right? The team that forms around him, you have two options. If the team is predatory and is in for instant gratification, they will package that amateur expertise and find their quickest cash out right? Which is what we have grown to
I
love
agree.
as Ghana music industry. But if you have a structure where the people who gather around are not led by a predatory and instant gratification mindset and are in it for the long haul, then they will identify that this Olele artist that we have found, we will drop an album in 2 years. For now, we're going to send him to the gym because we are selling sex appeal. We're going to do vocal training because we want him to do this kind of music. We're going to take him to media training so that he can talk, so that if Christina Mampor comes, you say the right thing, etc., etc. So that transition has nothing to. No, relax.
You can talk. What shit are you going to
don't
wear?
worry. If the development from amateur artist, right, to professional artist has nothing to do with releasing songs. It's about honing in your craft, building the music ecosystem around your brand, and creating a music brand, right, that can fit in as a business.
So
You get what I'm saying?
I get you.
But we start selling the food before it is properly cooked. So it no go reach anywhere.
okay, so why is persons like Serial, who would have a lot of wealth of knowledge in marketing and advertising,
Yeah.
why would he shun away from a space that we claim is so
Let me answer
profitable?
you.
We can't
Serial,
put we can't put
I love
the
that you
blame
use
on
me as an example.
yeah.
Can I answer?
I was going to ask anyway.
The
Okay.
answer is what he said, right? The first answer he gave, which was what?
Attitude.
Attitude. I have spent my money and my time on amateur talent and paid Coach Freeman for vocal training, paid Gold Gym at Trasaco to train an artist. Artist didn't show up at the gym or at vocal training.
Yeah, but your dad
Relax.
paid wanted you to be a doctor.
Yes, but at
And
least
you-
I didn't come out as an idiot. I'm on 3 Music TV. Listen, right? I'm being serious. I have paid, right, and shut down Rehab Beach to have a video shoot that captures the sunrise at dawn. And the artist showed up with the model at 7:30 after the sunrise, so that I go rewind them. So please, if you were to ask those who have good hearts and expertise and the funds and have attempted to support amateur artists and take them on that journey, you would have a graveyard full of stories to tell.
Yes.
So his submission of the attitude
Yes.
is half of the problem.
Okay.
So half of the problem is the crappy attitude of amateur
I
arts
understand-
because they've got some spotlight.
I understand.
The other half of it is the fact that those who actually approach,
Let's drill
majority
down.
of them are
Let's drill
predatory.
down. Let's drill down.
So you
Let's
have
go
bad
deeper.
attitudes and predators.
I understand what you're saying. It's been done to me. I understand what you're saying. But I want to, for a split second,
so if
be
it's been
on
done
the
to you,
side
it's been
of
done
the
to me, it's been done
creative-
to. Thank you for not the
to be
problem.
on the side of the creative, to understand why maybe David wants to fly in a PJ. Brenner would want to, accessing them is very difficult
PJ
because
as in private
the
jet,
work
right?
they are doing. Yeah.
No pajamas. Pajamas.
No, that one too. No, that one. Maybe this one, no.
Okay,
This one, no.
okay.
Because they are creatives. I want to go down to the reason why we have a collective of creatives that show off this attitude constantly. Is it because they don't know the value of what they are getting into or what they're supposed to do,
Can I
that he was
go
supposed to
size?
come for the sunrise, or there's a certain part of mental health conversations that we are missing out?
Can I? It's
No,
not, it's not
I'm
reached
asking
the, I have the
because,
answer for
because
you
we
now.
always say
Okay,
creatives
yeah.
are too known.
I have,
in
I
this
have
case,
the,
artists.
Let me answer that.
I'm adding to the question. When the band came, for example, I remember some time back and Vodafone.
Goes back to 1964, bro.
Yeah, Vodafone came. Now there was word in the quarters that Charlie getting the guy to do some things hard. The guy, pardon me, but guy no one come out there for the hotel room to get him and stuff. When what you call it, the international artists, when some of them came, like what's this guy's name, Omarion and Fat Joe.
Yeah.
Charlie getting the guys have to talk small, to let him be acquainted to the Ghanaians, and let's hear a message from him to the Ghanaians was a problem. Is it that if I go bed small and if I rest in brain small and they look the way if I look, please, for crying out loud, the guy sweats. So if we are doing an interview and he's sweating, are we going to kill him for it? And the day age was when we're not even in the day and age of trolling. So I'm asking that, do we for a second neglect the psychology
of being a celebrity.
of being a celebrity?
Let me answer it for
and
you.
demand from them as an advertiser. So I'm asking you the question now.
Boss.
I'm throwing to all of you guys.
Do you want to go first or should I go?
Please go.
More fire.
The psychology of celebrity is led by entitlement. The number one thing that celebrity gives you is entitlement. I need to be treated like this. I must be treated like that. I must be seen like this. I must be seen like that.
Are they wrong?
Not at all.
Okay.
But
Do you agree that he or she's not
yeah,
wrong?
they're not wrong.
No. Yeah.
Why?
But there's a rebuttal. There's a
There's a but. But
Okay.
the reality check is on the fact that as much as you are a celebrity, you need to understand that in the grand scheme of things, you are still an amateur. And it's going to take humility and discipline to transcend you from where you are to earning that entitlement. Entitlement can be desired or earned. If Cristiano Ronaldo came in here and we're all sucking up to him and we're giving him VIP treatment, it's because he's probably the greatest athlete on the planet. He's earned any kind of entitlement he's due. You understand? If give me a great artist, if Miriam Makeba came in here, Charlie Mama, I'm on my knees. You've done it all. You understand? God rest his soul. If Bob Marley popped up here, you changed the world with your sound. Of course, you are entitled to my adoration and my humility and everything. But you will get one underground song we hit for TikTok.
Oh, bruh. TikTok.
You two, you make late for interview.
Lick this.
You two, you want go rest come.
Rest.
That's the disconnect. Because entitlement, you can earn it.
Okay, so who was in charge of that artist?
Is it just friend from JSS?
So coming back to the point then that clearly the industry lacks professionals.
Yes, but the professionals will not touch these people with a stick because the attitude stinks a mile away. And people like you and I and others who have good hearts, who have invested our own money, time, and expertise, have been bent and cooked. So you understand?
So how is
And Jay,
how is it being done? So then how is it being
can't
done
force rich people
in other countries then?
Because the system exists, you put them inside.
Yeah.
Outside, when you find an artist and the person is an amateur, there's a whole gauntlet, right? That you put them inside. They make you. They say what they have. I forgot.
Yeah,
the name.
because they are being ruled by record labels,
No.
and they have.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That contracts. Number one is contract. Before you touch any amateur artist, right? Let him sit with a lawyer. Don't let him sit with a producer. The mistake is you find an amateur artist and most people's reflexes. Let's go and see a producer.
Yeah.
Let's go and see this music radio guy. Let's go and see this DJ. That be the nyada they start the problem. Because at the point of inception, you need to put in the amateur artist's mind that this is a business. And the most important things in this business are your lawyer, are your music execs, etc. Not the producer. Because you can have the best producer on the planet and walk away with nothing. We've heard artists who made worldwide hit songs and got no money because they didn't read the contract. Right? So who did you harm or help? So the moment you find an amateur artist, get an entertainment lawyer, draft the world's tightest and fairest contract. Let them sit him down. Whatever language the guy speaks, let them break down the contract for him to understand.
So are you putting the part, most of the blame on the talents?
So
Yeah.
Because the attitude of talents doesn't enable. Because we are saying that.
What I wanted to say was, Cyril's mention of the figurative idiot friend. He is not imposing his presence around the artist on the artist. The artist chooses to have these people around him or her. So if the friend from JHS is not handling things right, it's up to the artist to either maintain or drop him or her. So you can't. I don't see anyone else.
The friend is also ignorant.
Yeah. So, but
we forget that.
But let me add this. In the scenario you said, so I've managed an artist before. There was one ground rule. When we are outside, you're a superstar, because we need to create that perception about you.
Yeah.
But when we get back to our house, you are not a superstar. You cannot be a superstar to your team members. You are not a star in the house. We are the same. But for perception's sake, so your team should always
for brand
sake, be level-headed. You should not be coming late.
Why shouldn't he be so? Why shouldn't he or she be a superstar within the team?
Because let's say we are selling cereal. We are selling the brand name, not the personality. Just him is not just Cyril. Cyril is the manager, the road manager, and everybody involved in making
even
sure
the fans.
Do you understand? It's like Three Music. Three Music is not just the station. It's you. It's Olele. It's Cyril, because we are building it together. So if you want to be a superstar whilst you're a co-worker, you're not even the managing director of your own brand. It's the manager. You're a worker like all of us, and as co-workers, we deserve the same level of respect. But when we go outside, we are just projecting you.
Our job is to project
as
you,
the face. So that one day we can shoot. You can be your diva stuff outside. But when we get to the house, forget yourself. I don't expect you like that.
This system, has it been effective? Does it work? Do you see? Because you see, like for today, I want to be on the side of the creative. When I see all of you attacking, creating the source of one of the major problems from the talent himself or herself, which is fair. I've been in those same rooms, but for a split second, I'm just allowing myself to be on the side of the creative to find out why the creative didn't show up at 7:00 to catch the sunrise. Whose responsibility was it? Who was in charge? Because at the end of the day, when that person is going on that stage, the world is watching that person, and the person needs to make sure that everything around him, inclusive of his or her mental well-being, is functioning at 100%. And if those things aren't aligned because somebody within the team was flawed with his or her role, it comes back heavily to affect the person who is what do you call it? So, for example, at the point in time, Shatta and Brenna were going head-to-head with each other on socials. Yeah. And they realized that Brenna had his account, he went on mute and wasn't. The assumption was somebody had taken over and was dealing with it. The question is,
confirmed later on.
The question is, you want to rant. You are human. Yeah. Right?
But not at the cost of your brand.
No, I'm just saying something. I'm not saying, I understand. You want to rant. You are human. Somebody may have taken over your socials and was handling stuff for you, but so you didn't get it off your chest. Maybe at that point in time, your people, we will all think, or everybody around you will think that you are fine, Charlie, business-wise, we are taking it off your account from you. But I'm carrying that osteochromo
stress.
Whoever tell me here called osteochromopolosis. Yes. You are carrying with the ability of the non-ability to say what's on your chest. You calls it osteochromopolosis. You are carrying the osteochromopolosis on you. It's going to have it has its ripple effects. Yeah. Later, maybe not today, but 3-4 times it's going to be.
That's why we give
you are carrying these things.
Let me give you. NYB said.
So, and then I'm looking at it back at the people around us, and it comes to the question you're asking: do we really have this expertise in our music business space? Because it looks like we are pointing finger at the talent.
Let me,
and not the people. The job of the president is to manage the economy
fully. Let me give you a perspective.
We don't care whether the economy
let me give you a perspective
was hit by COVID or not. What we care about is our welfare.
Let me give you a perspective.
So if the guy didn't show up at 7:30, whose fault was it?
Let me give you a perspective that
you haven't answered whose fault it was.
I'll answer that question second.
I think that's subjective.
But I'll answer the question second. The first statement I want to make is that the Ghanaian expertise has played indefatigable roles in the music business of other artists, non-Ghanaian artists. The things Ghanaian execs, A&Rs, and music business people have done for Nigerians, South Africans, Kenyans, Americans, Europeans is unquestionable. We know the job. When we are giving the right task by the right personnel for the right fee within the right structure, Ghanaians, they deliver. That is one. So it's not a problem of do we have the Ghanaian executive or are the people here. They exist, whether they live in Ghana or not. The Ghanaian music executives have knowledge about the landscape, have connections to the labels and the A&Rs and the syndication labels and all that. We exist. One. Because even when Davido was, let me use it, our own brother, when Davido was activating Timeless in Ghana, he reached out to a Ghanaian music exec and the job got done flawlessly. We know here, Crane, it was a great success.
To mention that example.
Yeah,
he even worked on Gwagwalada.
Exactly, right?
The same executive.
The same executive.
The same person.
You understand? You know him.
Yeah,
you understand? But here we are where within the last, at least me, the last 1 year in coins that I've been on this show, we've had at least 5 Ghanaian managers who have come here and complained bitterly, off air of course, about the attitude of their blown up artists. That as we go, this country comes.
Don't you think they also have their personal interest in there, and that's how come when it doesn't align with what the person?
Let me get to the point.
Yeah.
Let me get to the point. These same managers and execs work with others who are not Ghanaians, and they don't face these challenges.
Yeah,
the
Ghanaian employer and the Ghanaian employee is what you are saying.
Yes, so back to my brother's
the Lebanese employer and the Ghanaian employee have different relationship.
That is the point.
How we work for
that's why
the Lebanese employer is very different from how we work for the Ghanaian employer.
That's why I'm saying that he answered the whole 1 hour we are doing. No? He answered it with his first submission, saying
attitude.
Because why are you in Ghana earning the same 1,000 cedis? But if it's J Foley, you show up that you went to church before you came to work. Your mother, sisters, brothers, uncles, fathers, dog, and ulcer, so you are late. But if it's a Lebanese guy, you are there before the company opens because men pass them. So it's the attitude. You can put them in the framework of all that. But it's the attitude. A Ghanaian will say the way J Foley talked to me, I know, like I shown the job. But when they put that girl's head in pepper at that restaurant, nobody in that company quit as a sign of protest. Are you following me?
I follow you.
Attitude. So when the Nigerian or the South African calls a Ghanaian music exec and says, hey Foley, we need to get 50 billboards out, we want to do some local press, we want to get some playlisting, blah blah blah. Exactly.
It's not attitude.
Even when the money know they reach, my brother, even when the money know they reach, Niger man no go show you attitude, South African no go show you attitude, UK guy no go show you attitude. They know the end result they desire. So how we go feed do am now, Jay? When our budget no reach 5,000, it be 2,000 we get. How we go feed do am? Try do am like this for us. Money go hit your account, ping ping, you do the job. Nobody hears
well,
from
then,
you.
what you guys are saying.
How many money chopping stories do we have in Ghana
like
music industry?
there's no end in sight.
You have to stop.
You
have to stop.
I'm about to join your seat.
Yes,
because
there's no end in sight for this because it's always fine. She's no, you don't need to hide.
You don't need to hide.
Yeah, you are fine enough to see on TV screen. Yes,
I'm joining your seat. Well, in the sense that yes, we've spoken about the talents, but I also feel the team. You know, ideally, your first team as an amateur artist is definitely the friends around you, and you are bound to grow, and the team has to grow alongside the artist.
Facts.
You cannot stay the same when the artist is blowing up. I think an example will probably be Sarkodie. We've seen Angel be part of Sarkodie's team from inception. Sarkodie has gone through I think at least 3 business managers from
Dankwells.
Yes, and then the banker, the banker from Infantiman. I've forgotten his name.
Brown.
Costa Brown, and also Sammy Forsen, and even KJ Spiel. In all this, you realize that Angel has been a constant, and Angel has not been someone who does not bring value. You realize that he has been learning, and he's not afraid to take a step back for someone with a particular expertise to take
lead
the brand further. But at the end of the day, he's still going to enjoy the money some. But we have some people in specific teams where they know they can't do it, but they will not allow people to assist them. They want to take over every single aspect. And we also have people who are there and they are not even learning. There's YouTube, there's Google. If you can't pay and learn, you can stream. Me, I say I've gone to school and I'm even doing the MBA for Africa. I go to YouTube once in a while to make sure that I'm abreast with every single thing happening in the space, because I believe I need that knowledge to be able to have top of mind awareness. Because an artist, it's normal. Artists have ego. Creatives have ego. They will try to overshadow you. But then if you have the expertise and then you are valuable to them, you never see them talking bad at you.
We have heard a lot of conferences that have happened. Why do you think our amateur executives, music executives, are not leaning towards, picking some wealth of knowledge from some of these quarters?
Because they enjoy the girls that come along. They enjoy the free drinks in the club. They enjoy the hype. It's as simple as.
I think there's another issue to the barrier of entry is also very high.
Because but like VGMA's one is free. Now, let me say GMA. It's free, and there are other avenues.
TGMA hasn't come yet.
Not yet. But you see, when you go to the Ghana Music Awards one, it's sad because it's free, it's publicized, but you don't see them there people going to enjoy free worth of. Like, people are there saying it. In fact, listening to Culture Daily every morning, it's a learning experience. Because you guys bring in experts to come and share a free game. So if there are no, if there's this free avenue and you are not taking it, it means you don't want to improve. You are enjoying the goodies, and I know because you will experience it. When you are with an artist who is bubbling, the messages will come. Oh, I want to see you. Then, and it gets into their head. So instead of trying to improve, they are just enjoying the goodies. And when they
chop the ingredients,
there's an overflow.
It's back to square one. That's why you don't see a lot of team and members evolving and even joining other teams.
Yeah.
If you look at our ecosystem, you said one person did the video, the same person did Gwagwalada. The same person, one person does multiple jobs. Don't we have people who can also help out and also do other stuff? But you realize that the industry is revolving around
a select
few. And these select few are there because they keep evolving and learning. So if you want to be a part, you need to start learning. And that's what I'm saying. Education is easy right now. YouTube is there.
Okay,
But
so what
they
is contributing to this major flaw with this attitude? Is it
Lack of orientation, clearly.
is it that we don't understand
They've answered
the
the
business that we are in called music?
No.
And
It's not a music business problem.
I'm just narrowing it down to music.
The attitude he's speaking about, from my understanding, is not a music business problem.
Then we
Because
have
our
then we have
actors. Is it different for our fine artists? No. Is it different from our digital artists? No. Is it different from our movie directors and our on-screen stars? No. So it is a Ghanaian thing.
problem.
Because if somebody go fi act film after 20-30 years and will face that problem, musician go act and face that problem, socialite, Instagram model will face that same problem, then it's not a Ghana music problem. The entitlement, the attitude, the lack of learning, the desirelessness to learn and upgrade themselves, it's not a music problem. It just manifests more clearly in the music because we fall in love with the music and then the next week the music is dead and we're like, what happened to
off the
Foley?
back of this accession, could that be one of the reasons why maybe a government will not even mention a budget
because
for the creative space?
But you look serious like you know what to do
So
with the budget.
I'm asking. I mean, we have to drill down to find out what
Because
the root cause of.
if I'm going to buy you
this-
a car, I need to make sure that you can drive the car. You're
Yeah.
not going to crash it. So if the government is not seeing that the knowledge gap is being closed,
There are
enough
people who
for
can be
people
trusted
to
with
be
that budget.
resourceful with the money and the resources that are going to be pumped in, they are definitely going to.
Foley,
go back.
how would you decide, how would you roll out that budget? So assuming right now the budget was read and they said maybe for the first time in history they've managed to secure $50 million for allocation for Ghana creative arts, blah blah blah, right? Do you think we have the expertise and the trustworthy
That is the
track
question
record?
that we are asking this
Yes.
morning.
No, I'm saying
As
that.
you get Vaseline,
do you think the people?
Vaseline Ade of
I'll be smooth. That be why. Stop it.
But that's where music comes in.
That's that. No, let me.
That's also
What's
another.
that?
That's
That's where they go.
Like,
So the people who can be trusted with that $50 million to do the right thing, build the right structures, can go to parliament and account for this money, and the impact of it would show in the open market and in the music industry. Those people are not in any of the institutions that are supposed to govern the industry. The institutions have been filled up with retirees and people who don't have the technical
Know-how.
proficiency to be in those seats in the first place. So if you, J. Foley, were government and you had to give $50 million to people who have a track record of failure to go and do the same thing they said they would do last year with $1 million, but they didn't do it, would you do it by adding 49 more? It's basic, excuse my language, common sense. Because we gave you 10 cedis, go and buy me orange, you came back with a stone. Then now I'll give you 10,000, that go and buy me beans. Oh, how? We are digging the hole. We have these institutions by name, Gamro, Musica, blah, blah, blah. And this is not Gamro Musica attack. But the institutions do not have a vouchable track record of success. It's very simple. If you mention all these things, BET, Grammy, all these things we are mentioning and we are proud about and we keep clamoring to be a part of, is because they have a track record of success. There were other awards that fell off the radar. Why? Because they were not as successful as these. Is it VH1 Awards? And
Yeah,
there were
the
MTV Base Awards, blah, 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 blah.
Channel.
Why did they fall off? Because they were not as successful as the others. So success is the indicator by which you would either be valued or devalued. So the government is not compelled that because they are sharing budget for oil and gas and transport and everything, because your name is on the line item, they should tear some for you. When it is 99% sure that you waste it. Come on.
Okay. Let me hear from you.
So yeah, so me they have an attack on Musica. He does, but I have. You see, one of the way of solving all these issues.
He came out and took his knife.
It's Musica. Musica, sorry, is the association representing the interests of the artists.
It's a private association.
No, even if it's GPR2 is private, but it's still pushes government to do stuff. Do you get me?
When I try saving them, people say,
no, this one there's no.
Isn't GFA also private and we give them industry money?
Yeah, Jeff.
So that one,
bro, it's a question I'm asking. Foley, hello, two.
1, 2.
Yeah.
So if Musica was active, if Musica was as influential as it was supposed to be, most of these issues would not happen because Musica would take charge. Like let's say the attitude aspect, Musica will talk to its members.
Okay, but
in terms of expertise, Musica can organize.
Since you brought Musica up, I want to say something about Ghanaian musicians.
Yeah.
For an institution with membership to work, it needs membership drive.
Yeah.
It needs membership participation. I can tell you boldly that one of the major things that artists who are not possibly or even signed to Musica complain heavily about is royalties. Mm-hmm. And almost every artist that doesn't even understand how the system works, even how they collect the royalties, they don't even understand it.
Yeah.
Sees artists A, B, C complaining, so he or she wakes up to his socials and say, "Music, me, last time I come there, you only give me 200 Ghana cedis. From 1989, you only give me 200 Ghana cedis." Mm-hmm. Does not even understand how the system works, whether there are even systems in place to be able to collect the money. Well, if Musica had come to your bar and said, "Please, you are supposed to pay this money because you play music in here," would that bar owner understand that he or she must pay it? There are lots of question marks around it. So it comes back to artists and their support for Musica. We need to understand that. Have Ghanaian artists supported Musica? I want to ask.
It's not their job to support Musica.
I don't think you even need to break down the point.
Yeah, I'm the questionnaire. I'm doing my work.
I have to break the defense because Jay, if you are going to join an association, it's because of what you've seen, the benefits. So imagine you're Cyril is a member of Musica. I'm just assuming, and I'm not a member of Musica. And there's a question on royalties. Me, I cannot explain. And Cyril, who is also a member of Musica, cannot explain.
Yes.
What is the benefit of going to Musica? When both of us, you are in the Musica, you cannot explain, but I can't explain. I'm not seeing value that you are getting from Musica.
Yes.
It's as simple as that. And
you're failing on your promise.
Participating in Musica is basically based on what you are going to benefit. You know why people join Musica? I always say it's because of the card. The card allows easy visa entry. That is a benefit. That's why people are joining Musica because of that card. Because when they go to the embassy and show that card.
So where is the no? You see, the thing is that I don't know about you, but I have also run membership clubs before, and I can tell you that primarily that for your association to work, yes, you can show off benefits, but these benefits can work when there's a collective support to the industry. And one of the things I have realized also on the part of musicians is that through hearsay, which is wrong, through hearsay, a lot of musicians have decided not to be a part of the union. So even when there are union meetings, even when there are union conventions, and you name them and the likes, I mean, you hardly would hear or see, and a typical example is when you mention the VGMAs. When they open these music conferences, they just don't go. The artist managers are not there. As the artists there, pride and greed and all those things will come in, so they wouldn't even go. So how will you, even if I put you at the helm of affairs, and you reached out to call A-list artist A, that bro, I need you to help me, to be posting me, to be talking about the union, so it will draw these new ones in there, and we can do things rightly. You won't get that support because perception says that I did not. You people said we didn't see anything. Sometimes, if you drill down to ask what the real problem is, and I want to put this to any artist, that let's pick one or two artists, maybe the new ones coming in and ask, "Are you a member of the union?" The question is that they'll say no. Yes. Why?
Yes.
My royalties. But is it only about royalties?
Fully.
And I'm asking, yes.
you know, when you go into a bank, right, and the people are in their suit and tie and their skirt suits and
with deposits in the account added to it.
No, right, yes.
Which is function.
Yeah.
Yes, because a bank can't
relax.
function without deposits in the account,
let
right?
me land.
Yeah.
When you enter a banking hall, right, and there's no music blaring and it's very solemn and quiet and people are dressed in such a upscale formal way,
Yes.
it is to influence your perception. Nothing they are wearing has to do with the deposit. It doesn't indicate, because there's some of the banks that collapse had very nicely dressed people. So the dress does not indicate the standing of the bank, but it influences the perception of the consumer. If an institution like Musica has had failure upon failure upon failure upon failure, it is staining the perception that they are giving out to all of us. So even before the guy discovers that he can become a musician, the track record of this institution has been one of negativity. That perception is locked in. It's like a brand. It's like you buy a SIM card and the SIM card never has network. Eventually, it's not your job to go and sit with the director of technology at that place and help them figure it out until they can create a track record that tells you that this is the network to go with. You as a consumer will not latch onto it. Same exists for Musica. Musica, whether it's their fault or it's not their fault, or they have changed or they have not changed, blah blah, that's their personal brand problem. As a brand, Musica is not credible.
The website is still not working.
Thank you.
So
I beg you. As a brand, Musica is still not working. You cannot compel people to affiliate with or appreciate a brand that has had a track record of problems and currently doesn't deliver on their mandates the way that expectations stand. That is the problem. So you can't blame the artist that he blow up finish.
I can't blame the artist that you just finished. If we're in court like Banana Yipo or the Jews have signed off, we can't blame the artist who is carrying a certain attitude. We can't blame that artist
You
for
cannot
not being
go to music. What do I get from music?
Yeah, so when it comes to music, there are four, but when it comes to the general conversation,
I want to use
so you see what the problem
I want
is.
to use the same.
So the problem is coming from the mindset described by you. 1, 2, 3, and then we'll talk yet.
We said the Ghanian
1,
attitude.
2, 3 described by you that the talent is a clear problem, and you said it rightly here. The talent is a clear problem in the ecosystem because the talent does not understand the fundamental value, the things that will allow him or her to thrive within a certain space called Ghana music industry. And because of that, which I quote serious with that, I invested money in trying to capture a sunrise and the talent was late. So if Serial, a music executive like Serial,
I beg you,
a private music executive like Serial, who has no attachment to any government organization, he's a private institution investing his money where we know that corporate Ghana has more, a certain public appeal and all of that to corporate Ghana is able to do things better because sometimes, it hasn't got the same machinery as government. A private institution like him was not able to still convince the uprising artists that, hey, be there at 7:30. How much more a private stroke government arm like Musica to convince that same talent that be part of my union so that we can change the narrative together?
I want to
10 o'clock
for the benefit
of
I just wanted to let them talk.
I want to use the bank analogy.
Yes.
Banks are a place for you to go save your money.
Yes.
If that's the case, we could walk into any bank to save our money. But the bank also has added benefits that they make known to you, the customer, to decide to want to save your money there. So if you are asking an artist why they want to join Musica or why they are not joining Musica and they keep mentioning royalties, then it is a problem. Because Musica is not doing anything.
I can tell you with my hand on my chest that if I go outside right now by the roadside and I ask one person to give me one other benefit aside from saving money in the bank, they won't be able to tell me.
No, because if you ask them why they save at a particular bank, they will tell you. Because maybe I could tell you I can use my bank card when I travel to Europe. I can tell you that they charge me 3 cedis when I make a transaction. I know that.
So if membership or association with a union will facilitate certain travel opportunities for me, where I know currently in my music space, travel is ideal and key, why not?
Okay, so imagine if Musica was working for its members and its members were gaining royalties and non-members were not gaining royalties. It will force non-members to be members.
People got benefits, huge, but artists got huge benefits when Obo was there. I can tell you, I can list names of people who got massive benefits, but yet they will keep quiet on these things and they won't speak about it. So attitude.
Obo's time was one of the best times for music, even though the 2 million, he didn't use it properly. He had one of the best leadership. He was able to rally a lot of musicians until the election and the court case, which took everything from 50 to 0. So
did he win the MP thing?
No, he didn't win.
Oh, I wonder why.
He lost again.
Oh, we know why. twice in a row.
No, anyway, guys, our time is up, but this is very interesting. I wish we could continue, because we're getting into very sensitive space. But it's all good, though. But it's a great way to end the weekend. And if you've been listening to us, thank you very much for tuning in. Let me say, tonight we are going to be at Links. Will you guys be around? Links Entertainment, with 3 Music also brings their industry night tonight at their premises in Achimota. 18 Golden Street, Achimota. We're going to be there for great industry conversations. Hammer will be there. Angel Town will be there. Oh, today you've packed me with questions. Meister will also be there. Hammer, of course, the music producer. Angel Town, artist manager. Meister, he's also a marketing guru. Rudy Kwachi, an event organizer. And Pascal, a movie director. I'm going to be hosting that event as well tonight. I'm going to be asking them the same critical questions. If we have these industry experts to move the music scene to another space, because government did not.
The artists that we are talking about,
yes,
will be there.
They will be there.
And they won't be late. Bulls again. Thank you.
Which artists are you talking about?
I'm saying that the show you are going to have,
the one that you are trying
to solve their problem for them.
The Ghanaian artists.
Hopefully they are going to be there.
Yeah.
Hopefully the links are.
We say you they sick, go hospital, make the doctor Bluetooth you the cure.
And on that note, Charlie, Atu and NY, thank you so very much. We're back again on Monday for another conversation here on the Big Convo right here on Culture Daily, and we are out.